I really wanted to show you guys everything that I've knit this year, chat about what's on my needles, what's been going on, because at this point I've knit like 2 vlogs and have not been fully happy with them, and I really want to talk about all my projects and like what I've done this year because I'm so proud of myself. Let's start with what I'm wearing. This is a test knit for Lily Kate Makes. Now, it's kind of a failed test knit. It's actually like really a failed test knit. So this is supposed to be the Knitty Committee top and it's meant to be fitted. Guys, that's not fitted. I've made several mistakes with this top. I restarted the shirt twice. The first time I got to the second sleeve and was like, this is not right. And so I restarted, and by the time I cast off this shirt and realized that it was definitely not right, I already like cast off and had worn the shirt a couple times. I like it quite a bit. If this was not a test knit, I would not be redoing it, or rather knitting another version of it, because I mean, I've worn this so many times. I think it's super cute. I like the little shoulder moment. I wish that I had knit this in my size and that I did not use silk. Oh my God. I freaking hate silk. So where this went wrong, it went wrong with the silk, guys. Like, I was so excited to delve into more summery yarns, and I'm still going to be doing that this year, but doing so on a fitted shirt and a test knit, let alone my first test knit ever, like, that's not a good look. That is not a good look. So oops. I'm not saying it as like a completely failed project because like we learn from everything and whatever, but mostly because I think that if somebody would want to knit this one size up, they've got like a decent example of what that would look like. So I don't know, it's not horrible. Things that I like about it, it's because it's knit in silk, it's really nice in like super hot days. So like, yeah, that part's really good. It's good. It feels nice on the skin. So like, you know, there's that. It's kind of annoying though. Like, I did not enjoy working with it. And I'm assuming that cotton, linen, silk, they kind of work the same way in the sense that none of them are going to be like as soft and pleasant to work with as wool. And that hurts my little heart. It does. But I don't know, I do feel like the fabric in the end is kind of worth it. But I also really did not like the knitting for olive silk. I'm interested in trying different brands of it, but oh my God, this silk splits like so easily. It just was not like a clean, smooth knitting experience that I'm used to. So, I might use it again. I am interested in trying other brands of silk and other fibers. I'm really, really intrigued with linen and bamboo. So I might work with that. I'm assuming that both of those will also have like a rough papery feel, and I'm more interested in knitting like boxy t-shirts for now with them, and then delve into more fitted summery tops once I get more comfortable with the yarn. But starting off, now I know we're gonna start off boxy and oversized because this is not fitted and it's meant to be, and that sucks. The thing that like drew me into this pattern is the ribbing. It's beautiful, and you can choose to do it like everywhere, and I love that. The detailed ribbing drew me in, and the little puff sleeve. I've never knit a puff sleeve before. It was kind of annoying, and mostly because I had to do it like 4 times. And with my next sample, it's not going to be a puff sleeve just because I don't think that I have enough yarn for it. So yeah, also I have a puff sleeve already and I like it. I think that the oversized fit just gives it a bit more of like a sporty vibe, a little more casual, less of like a formal blouse, and I'm okay with that. I've worn it so many times. I'm definitely okay with it. So that's this top. It's fun. It's cute. It was a test knit. The end. Now I'm gonna go in order of everything I made in the last 4 months. It's almost May, so I'd say like 4 full months of knitting. I made a color work thing this year. I made 2. I really wanted to delve into color work this year, and this is technically really shit. Because as you can see, like, what is that? That is supposed to start like way higher. The tension is all over the place. This is the good side. This is the bad side with like a little derpy fox. These are things that like, well, I don't know, some of like the really loose strands that could not have been fixed in blocking. The derpy eye on the fox probably could have been, but AJ really liked it and this hat was for him, so color work. I really wanted to do it, and so I made it my mission for it to be like my first project of the year, and I'm so proud of myself. Honestly, this is freaking adorable, and the foxes are like the main thing, and they turned out good enough to the point where I'm like, problems where? What do you mean? This thing is perfect and adorable. The pattern is called the Foxtails Hat by Sasky & Co. I think that if I was making this for myself, I would have added a little puff to it. But it's so cute. I love the little foxes. I do think that I prefer a beanie that has more of a like folded brim, so I probably would have added that as well. I'm really proud of myself for having started with this. I would not say that this is like a super beginner friendly color work project because there are quite a few rows that you're holding like 3 strands, sometimes 4 strands of yarn. I could have made that up, but I don't think so. I was holding a lot of yarn with this, and that is definitely why the gauge is all over the place. Like, it is all over the place. There were some parts that I was like, what if I knit all continental? And then I was like, this isn't comfortable, let me switch it up the next row. So that is definitely, it explains many of the issues in this beanie. But I'm proud of myself for taking on the challenge. It's cool, it's cute. The floats, I feel like they look pretty good, right? I don't know, I'm loving the inside of like color work. That looks so cool to me. I know that there is a ladder back jacquard method for that. I also am like 99% sure that I did that wrong because that does not look right to me, but not my problem, not my beanie. So that was my first project. Once I got comfortable, as soon as I was done with that, I was like, I need the most beautiful sweater, and I need it now. This, I would say, probably quite beginner friendly. If you have never done color work, I would definitely recommend knitting a color work swatch and standard gauge swatch. I don't know if it's normal. I'm gonna assume it is normal to have to change your needles when you're done with your color work. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever made. Look at these Freakin' sleeves. Now, I think that the only issue I was having is that even though I did size up on the color work with needles and I checked my gauge, it is still a tad tight. I mean, it's still perfect. Like, if you were to ask me, are there any issues with this sweater? I would say absolutely not. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever made in my entire life. I love it. It brings me so much joy. I feel like the colors are perfect. I want to stray away from just neutrals as much as I possibly can because I find them quite boring, but I do think that like color work in neutral tones are a really fun way to like spice it up. This pattern is the Luma Pullover by Sari Nordland. I think I put up a whole vlog of how I made this, so you can watch me probably struggle through it, but have the time of my life. After that, I taught my friend how to knit, and she picked out the Weekend Hat by Petite Knit. This is a triple fold beanie, which leads to like the softest and plushiest brim of all time. And she chose this because I made one for myself last year and she loved it. I would not say that this is like the beginner beanie to start with. I would say the average knitter is not like obsessed with purling, and so a beginner knitter is definitely not. But the repetition of it was good, really good practice. She made some mistakes like at the very beginning, but because you fold it, all your mistakes are gone. So I feel like by the time you get to the actual brim of the hat, it's beautiful and gorgeous. It was my second time knitting this beanie, so I don't think I have any new notes. I did learn that I love teaching. I've taught 3 friends total this year how to knit. One of them could not stand it, but like I spent the entire day with her teaching her how to knit, and it was so much fun. Scratch that, 4 friends. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud. And it has really stuck on to, I'd say like 1.5 of them. And yeah, my friend did finish her beanie, so that's amazing. And she has moved on to her first sweater, so like, yay. I did not size down needle wise for my version of the beanie, which does mean that it is a tad big on me. It's still wearable, but this is definitely AJ's beanie now, and that makes me happy because that means I can wear my beanie and he can wear his own beanie, and I can have my weekend hat back. So that's a success in my book. Following that up with my next finished object is my step-by-step sweater by Florence. This was the first pattern that I ever knit up, and it was really fun going back to it. This is the pattern that I am teaching my friend how to knit, and I taught a freaking class on how to knit your first sweater at my local yarn shop. Like, I actually, like, in person with real people. Not that my friends aren't real people, but you know, like, people paid to have me teach them. So I would say biggest honor. And it was so freaking satisfying. I really, really want to do it again. I am narrowing down like what I want my next class to be. I am so pleased with how this turned out. I have a couple notes, probably just 2, on this sweater because it is very basic and simple, and I knit it up before. The neckline, I think I want to add an elastic to that. That's very wide and unintentional, but the yarn is very unique. This is the Juniper Moon Farm Iris, and it is considered an Aran weight yarn, but like, I don't know if you can see the fibers. It's so thin, like so thin. And it was fun to work with. If and when I teach a class, I probably would not go with a unique yarn such as this one, because the stitch definition, I mean, it goes away completely like once it's blocked, but it is very hard to see even unblocked. So I probably would not do that again. It's so soft, and it's also like very lightweight, and so I feel like it's perfect for the springtime. I did a different type of bind off than I've ever done. I did the Icelandic, and the reason for that was that it looked really cool. One of these sleeves I bound off. Yeah, I bound off the very first one much tighter. With the Icelandic bind off, you gotta go really loose. I would maybe even like size up needles next time. Although I probably wouldn't do that. That just sounds like too much work. I would just definitely go looser next time. But the reason I did that was because for my sweaters, I do generally just do a tubular bind off for everything. I'll generally do a tubular bind off. So I wanted a more like simplified bind off to show them, aside from just binding off in pattern. None of them use the Icelandic bind off. But I don't know, it just seemed like a cool skill for them to have if they wanted. I did demonstrate the tubular bind off because one of my students was intrigued by it, and honestly I don't know if she ended up using it because it is quite a few steps. But yeah, I freaking loved teaching. My students were all amazing. They were all like pro crocheters, and so it was their first time knitting a garment and reading a knitting pattern for a sweater. And it was just really cool because it was 4 classes every other week to kind of give people time to actually work on that section of the sweater. And at the end of it, they had like all the tools that they needed to finish their sweater. So most of them had finished like one sleeve and had another sleeve and the body to finish, so they knew how to do everything, and that was amazing. But the first class was literally me like for 2.5 hours making people redo their gauge swatches. And I applaud them so much because I personally don't think I would have the patience to redo a square that many times. I'd be like, I'm done, get me out of here. And I wonder if it's a crochet to knitting transition, but they were all very tight knitters. Most of them had to size up like 2 to 3 needle sizes, which I found to be very fascinating. I don't know if that's a crochet specific thing. I'm like unreasonably proud of myself that I taught a class, that I ventured into color work. I also taught myself how to crochet. Do I like it? Absolutely not. I actually loathe it. But my friend and I, who is also a knitter, we have both like dedicated ourselves to this 10-12 month subscription plan to crochet a massive blanket. And I will show you guys that. I'll just show you guys that now. This is my crochet basket full of stuff that I've crocheted so far this year. We're a little behind on the months. It's a monthly subscription thingy. I've made a bunch of squares. It's cute, but do I enjoy it? No. I've also attached some of them. Like, that's neat. I feel like that one is cool looking. I don't know. I mean, they're pretty. I do like them. And the reason that I chose this pattern personally was because like I know I can't knit this. Like I have tried to knit granny squares and it's just not it. It does not work. You get way too many ends and the colors are really fun. So we are pushing through. We're making it. It's gonna be fine, but it's kind of weirdly, like because both of us don't like it, it's just kind of fun to get together on Saturdays and just like, just angrily crochet. The benefit of it being a subscription thingy, we don't have to worry about the yarn and the amount of yarn that we would need for this blanket. I don't remember how many months this subscription actually is, but like this blanket's gonna be 1, gorgeous, 2, massive, and 3, a pain. This is Annie's Kit Clubs. I don't think that I would purchase from them again. It's written so poorly. I don't love the yarn, so that's kind of like the other thing. You don't really get to choose the yarn that you're working with. It's fine. I don't hate it. And like that is, I mean, that's really pretty. So like, it's fine. I'll be okay. It'll be fine. It's kind of cool to have the knowledge on how to crochet, sort of. Like I know I couldn't wing it, but I can also see that if I was to stick to it, how I could custom make something potentially in the future if I wanted to, which I would not. So pointless skill, I don't know. Oh, I do have one more finished thing and it is crochet, so one sec. I crocheted myself this adorable little keychain flower daisy puff thingy from a little YouTube tutorial. I think if you just search daisy crochet keychain or flower crochet keychain, this will come up. It's so cute. I love it so much. And I was mad the whole time I was making it. I don't know what it is about crochet. It's just not, it's not my craft, it's not for me, but there are just some things that you just can't knit, or it would be too frustrating and annoying to knit. I am a little more open to potentially crocheting garments in the future. I think it would be so cool to crochet a bikini, but whatever. Moving on to other things I'm working on. I'm making a scrap cardigan. I've got I will probably post a vlog of this because I've got like the vlog up until I stopped working on this. But the body is done. It's cute. This is the Ava cardigan by Petite Knit. I wanted a simple cardigan, oversized, cute, cozy, and I really wanted to use, oh, there's so much mohair in that, and it is like all up in my mouth now. I wanted to use yarn that I had, and that was pink, and that was not very hard to find. I was worried about not having enough lace weight yarn, and I got yarn for free when I went to buy some Nora yarn from Facebook Marketplace, and that was really cool. Oh no, I'm just not gonna touch this. Okay, some of the yarn is kind of all over the place, but I do want to show you the yarn that I'm using. I have a mix of like, I'm just gonna show y'all the basket because I cannot be bothered. That's the yarn. I can't be bothered with taking it all out of it individually. An assortment of pinks, and I've got a good amount of mohair, lace weight yarn, Surrey up in here, and that one like sparkly yarn that I used right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, this is fun. I'm enjoying it. I say that, but I don't think I've picked this up in like 2 months. It is very much an at-home knit because I've got like a whole basket of yarn. So at some point I will finish this. There isn't a lot left to do, but I have so many whips. So let's talk about the rest of them. The thing that I thought I'd be working on is this project. I thought I'd be like done with this by now, but I did get the test knit call, so I had to put like everything on hold. And this yarn is whack. I don't know what to do. Okay, this is it's the beginnings of the freestyle shirt by Suzanne Mueller, and I don't know if you guys can see, like, look at how cool that wool looks. I like the way that the fiber looks, but do you also see it yellowing up top and just not having a consistent color? So this is hand dyed, and the inconsistency is not what's bothering me, although it yellowing is like kind of not the color I was going for, because I was going for just green. This ball is the one that has way more yellow in it, so I am alternating every row and hoping that I don't get like weird striping. But that's also not like the problem that I have. The problem that I have is that this yarn is bleeding on me like crazy, like so bad. I've never had that happen with yarn before. I will reach out to the hand dyer to see if they have recommendations on what I should do, because it's not fun to work with. Like my hands look really dirty after like 30-ish minutes of working on this, so I can't really work on it for a very long time, and I don't really know what to do. I will reach out and just let her know that like this is the problem that I'm having, to see if she has any solutions. My gut instinct is to just keep it going and then give it a proper like vinegar bath when I'm done, right? Any ideas? Like I've never had this happen to me before, so I don't know what to do. Like I've had some garments bleed a little bit during the blocking process, but that's usually something I know because I've knit a swatch and blocked it. I blocked this swatch and did not have any problems while making this swatch. So at some point in that skein of yarn, I don't know if something went wrong in the dyeing process or if the yarn dye just didn't set. I don't know. I don't dye yarn. I don't know what went wrong, but I also don't like when my hands become like a muddy green color, not it's not really what I'm going for when I'm knitting. So hopefully this is like a solvable solution. Honestly, if not, like if I don't get a reply or if she tells me to do the same thing, I will just like, I'll make it. It'll be okay. It'll be another at-home knit just because I don't want to be like walking around with green hands. So yeah, that's the freestyle shirt that I'm working on. After that, so I was working on the freestyle shirt. Things were going well. I had to go home for family stuff, and my grandma was like, you should knit your mom a cable vest in a week and a half while you're here. And I said, okay. I honestly can't say no to my grandma. So like the answer was going to be yes. But I, in my heart of hearts, was like, hey, this won't be done in a week. And she was like, you're a fast knitter. Maybe it will be. It's not done. But it is like the most beautiful cable knit that I've ever worked on. It is going to have a little tie front and be so freaking cute. In the back, you can see the cabling. I mean, like, just shut up. This is so pretty. I'm obsessed. It looks like Celtic knots to me. I think it's so beautiful. I showed my family out in Armenia and they think it looks like Armenian knots or like Armenian cables. Honestly, I don't know. I just know that it's beautiful and gorgeous and I am obsessed. Like I'm so enjoying this. And I am bummed that I have to kind of pivot to the test knit because there's a deadline, like an actual set deadline. But I'm so excited to get back to this. This pattern is Vest the Delight by Soup Knits or Monmi Choi. And I mean, it is the most enjoyable cable knit. It is delicious. It looks as fun as it is to knit. And I love it so much. And I will absolutely be knitting myself one of these once I'm done with my mom's version. She does want hers to be like longer hip length because the pattern is like originally pretty cropped. I would be knitting myself the cropped version. So I will have to be doing some math and make sure that it works out right. My mom also wants the back to be a bit longer than the front, so hopefully I can do that. And I'll be knitting pockets for the first time, so it's going to be a bunch of learning that I will be doing, and I'm really excited. That'll be a fun knit. Okay, so Vest the Delight is the one like whip that I am dying to work on. I'm so freaking excited for it, but it has to be put on hold as I have like a proper deadline. I started the back. I was gonna say I'm almost done. You guys! Okay. Pros. Actually, a lot of pros. I only have pros on this. This is my like act 2 to my oversized top. This is the accurate test knit that I'm working on. This is due in 2 weeks, so I gotta hustle, like hustle. This is, I would say, I think this is 2 days of work. I know once I join in the round, it'll go by like that. The sleeves won't take long since I'm not doing the puff sleeve. So I don't think that it'll take too long. I don't know if I said earlier, this is a test knit for Lily Kate Makes, and it's so cute. I love that I'm holding this up like I actually have anything to show you guys, but I will work on it while I talk to you guys. Okay, so in this version, I am using Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino, and I'm already loving it more. It's got merino in it. This is the yarn that I wanted to use originally, but I just didn't have the patience to wait for it to get here in the mail, and I really wish that I had because I think it would have saved me a lot of trouble. Now I do love the vibrant the vibrant color of the top that I am wearing now, and I feel like I genuinely like this shirt. I'm fine with it being oversized, but I love this color too. I mean, it's pink and I feel like I'm really predictable at this point, but whatever. It's so pretty and it's so cute, and I know that the color brings me joy, so that is like kind of all that matters, I think. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to have a fitted blouse. I'm interested to see how breathable the cotton merino actually is. Hopefully quite, and I think it's way more fun to work with. It doesn't split like that silk did, and it still feels really nice. Honestly, I'm enjoying not being a monogamous knitter. I am also excited to finish a lot of the WIPs that I have. I think that 2 or 3 projects at a time is fun. I'm not counting the crochet blanket. My friend and I are like a month and a half behind and neither of us care. So that's fine. It'll get done when it gets done. I'm so happy that I'm knitting a scrap cardigan and actually using up my stash. I'm so happy with the fact that I tried color work and knit up a whole, like a Fair Isle sweater, which is something I've been wanting to do for so long. And I'm like incredibly proud of myself for teaching people how to knit anything. And I'm so excited for that journey to continue. We'll try to be more consistent about uploads. I've honestly, I just haven't been super happy with the filming that I have done. For example, this top, I finished the top and then I filmed the outro and I was like, I don't like what this shirt looks like. And then I had to fix the sleeves after the fact and it just wasn't cute. And so, yeah, I think that was kind of meh. And then I thought that I would finish the stash bustin' cardigan in a week, which is like so unrealistic. But that vlog, that'll come out at some point. So I'm not too bothered. I will take you guys on some journeys. I don't know which ones. Maybe the cable vest. We'll see. I don't know. But I hope your guys' projects have been amazing. I'm excited to know what you guys are working on. If there's a WIP that you're like really excited to finish, that'd be great to know. And are you a monogamous knitter or do you have a bunch of things going at once? And how, if at all, do you stop yourself from casting on a new project? Because I would say I'm struggling, but that would be a negative thing. I'm just like, my hands are itching to cast something on, but that's all I got for you guys. I hope you're all wonderful. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye-bye. Mwah.